Welcome to USA Biz Party Live. I am your host, Anna Scheller, and it is a privilege for me to be with you today. We will be starting up USA Biz Party Live every other week between now and the end of the year. So I hope you will make time to join us each week or every other week. There we go. So if you are joining me on live, I would greatly appreciate if you would say hello. That'd be great. Let me know who you are, where you're joining me from. If you are on the replay, just reply with replay, and I'll be happy to take a look and respond to you then. So thank you again for joining me. USA Biz Party is a Twitter chat that occurs every single Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, we get people from all over the world. We have people who have joined us from Europe, from Cameroon. We've had people join us from Canada, Ireland. My goodness, we've had people join us from all over the world. I'm not just talking about people who occasionally pop in. We have regular participants who come every week to engage in conversation all about business, all about your business, because USA Biz Party is all about helping people grow their business. And so our goal is to have conversations that lead to business growth. Our goal is to be able to, in a sense, mastermind around specific topics that are important to the growth of business. Our questions, so the way the USA Biz Party works is in the chat, we ask questions and people respond as they can to the questions inside the chat. So each week has its own topic. And we also have questions that help us get to know each other. So, of course, our first question is, who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from. And then the next questions start to deal with the topic itself. We usually try to have an icebreaker to get people, clicking along, sharing some fun information. At the bottom of the hour, we will ask participants to say in just 7 words what their business is all about, who they are, what they do. That's a carryover from when there were only 140 characters that you could use for a tweet. Amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. And then we go back to the topic. And as we wind down at the end of the hour, we usually have 2 really important questions that we ask. First question is, what are some takeaways that you are learning from here that you're going to do differently as a part of participating in the chat? The second thing is we ask you to tell us how we can get in touch with you and how we can support you. That's also a great place that if you have an offer, you are welcome to put that offer in there. Now, the hashtags are very important. We can't know you're talking to us if you're not using our hashtag. So if you're wanting to converse with us, the most important thing is to use the USA Biz Party hashtag. USA Biz Party hashtag. That gets into the feeds of those of us who are engaged in the chat. And it also lets us know that you're in there talking to us and we can respond to you accordingly. Now, every monthly and quarterly, we have kind of goals that we're trying to meet here. So every month, we try to have a specific area that we're going to delve deeper into. So, for example, for the entire year of 2022, we're going to be talking about and bringing all our topics back to the whole idea of empowerment. We came out of a very difficult year, 2020. We entered 2021 and things were still a little hectic, a little uncertain. So this year we decided, we seem to be moving past that. Let's talk about how do the conversations we have empower the businesses of those people who are participating. So every conversation that we have in USA Biz Party is all about giving you tools or strengthening you in an area that you want to improve for your business. Maybe it's part of your business plan that you put together last year, but regardless, We always want to be sure that what we're doing is helping you move forward with your business and empowering you. That's the overall theme for the year. Now, quarterly, what we're going to do at the end of every quarter is we're setting aside the last Tuesday of every single quarter in order for us to kind of go through what we've been learning, talk about, are we where we want to be at this point in our business? Was this where we wanted to be? Are we past this? What are some areas we want to work on? What are some things that we here in USA Biz Party can help each other with as we move into the next quarter? It's a great tool in order to be able to, what can I say? It's a great tool for some reflection, to maybe make course correction. You don't want to get to the end of the year and then suddenly there's no course correction. There's nothing you can do, right? But what we really want to do is we want to take a few minutes to think about what's working, what's not working, what needs to change so that we can start moving closer toward our goals. Ideally, it would be some of the areas that we've talked about in the chat, but if it doesn't work out that way, that's okay too. So just to give you an idea of some of the topics that we've covered this year so far, as I mentioned before, we were talking about empowerment in January, and we brought on very special guests who have expertise in specific platforms because we are actually, on a social media platform, right? February was the month of where we think about connection. We were talking about how to make better connections with your employees. We were talking about how to make better connections with customers. And then there was a very important part of connection that we spent time on, and that was how to really connect with ourselves, how to be taking care of ourselves. That whole idea of put on your oxygen mask before you help other people. Because so many times, especially with the Western work ethic, it can be to where we're working and working and working and working and working, and we feel like we're spinning our wheels and we're really not getting anywhere because we're not taking care of ourselves. The whole month of March, we focused on various aspects of marketing. This last week, we talked about video marketing, and we have a very special guest who's going to be coming on USA Biz Party Live next month to talk specifically about some really cool things for video marketing. And she's actually going to have, well, I'm not going to steal her thunder, but you want to be on the lookout for when Social Web Cafe joins us next month. In the month of April, we're going to tend to focus more on advertising. What are some ways that we can get more traction using advertising? Because advertising is still very important for companies. We're going to be speaking with Christina Daves, who is the PR queen. She knows a lot about PR. We're going to have Jim Fuse, who is well known for Amazon Live. He has built quite a presence on Amazon using Amazon Live with his partner, Chris Stone. But before we get into that, we're going to be talking about community with Ramon Ray. And in May, we're going to be touching on other key business concepts like how do you stand out? Mike Michalowicz will be joining us May 10th. We're also going to be talking about an exit strategy, succession. Most business owners don't think about that. They're not thinking about what their end game is. So Damon Pistulka is going to be joining us in the month of May to talk about the importance of, thinking about that. It's really important. We don't want to be doing, well, maybe you do, but most entrepreneurs want to have an end game in sight. What is going to be the end result of everything I do? How am I going to set myself up for success to live the life I want to live when I'm done with whatever I'm working on, right? As I said before, at the end of each quarter, so coming up this coming week, we are actually going to have a how goes it? That is, how's it been going? I talked about that earlier. I'm not going to beg that question again, but that was actually the suggestion of one of our participants to do that every quarter so that we can take a breath, we can step back and make course adjustments as necessary. And another thing we're going to be working on this upcoming quarter, is putting together a Zoom meetup. It was very successful the last time. We did it for Christmas, and we're going to try to get one going every single quarter. Well, I've come almost to the end of this live, and I want to encourage you to do a couple of things to help you and help us with our business. So first of all, if you're watching on YouTube, do me a favor, click that subscribe button. That would mean so much to me if we could grow our audience on YouTube, one person at a time. Because YouTube, of course, is so important for getting the message out. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on USA Biz Party. Follow us here. Follow me, Anna Scheller. Follow USA Biz Party. And help us to grow our following so that more people can learn about what we're doing. I'm not a huge numbers person. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a big numbers person, but I know that numbers are important to see how much reach we are getting. So do me a favor. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us here on Twitter. And then every single week, make sure you put in your calendar at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to join the USA Biz Party chat. That way, you're part of the conversation. We have a lot of people that are very faithful and come in and out of the chat. We welcome that. We have a lot of people who pop in, find out what we're about, and they become avid followers. And I'm so grateful for those folks, people like Kaz, people like Thiam. We have regulars like Alex, who is in Washington State, and Pavel, who runs a VA business. We also have John Buglino, who is the marketing guru for Optessa Inc. And since he's been on, the company has grown tremendously. Last but not least, why don't you consider being one of our guest experts? There's nothing that can grow your business more than becoming an authority in your chosen field. We would love for you to tell us something that you do, and we would love to have you join us as our guest. You interact with all of our great people, and we have an amazing group of participants that are very faithful and help us get the word out. And you also get to expand your own reach by being part of USA Biz Party. So once again, what can you do in all of this? Follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, put us on your calendar every single Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and think about being a guest expert. Or, even better, if you know somebody who's smart and you really feel they could add to the conversation, we'd love to know about them and reach out to them. Thank you so much. Again, I want to thank you for joining me. Those of you who are watching on the replay, you are amazing. Have a great day, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Take care.